The lover of the president's wife suddenly returned to China. That night, she threw the divorce agreement in front of me. Qiang Beichen returned to China. Let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get a divorce. As soon as she finished speaking, I hurriedly covered my wallet. Isn't there still a month left in the contract? I won't pay a penny for the sky-high liquidated damages. Liu Ruyan's face darkened, and the cup in her hand deformed slightly. I terminated the contract in advance, and you will not have any responsibility, and I will give you an additional 50 million care compensation. I was very happy to hear that. I packed my luggage overnight and gave in to his true love. After all, I don't want to be a substitute for a minute. The divorce agreement was signed, and there was still a month of cooling-off period. I lay on the spacious bed in the villa with mixed feelings. After traveling through the book to the novel and becoming the villain male second, I quickly adapted to life here. In the original book, the male second was obsessed with the heroine, that is, my ex-wife, and repeatedly made trouble. In the end, the heroine was kidnapped and the hero was threatened, but the body was blown to pieces. Thinking of this, I covered my bank card, looked at the balance in my phone, and breathed a sigh of relief. There are beautiful women everywhere in the world. Isn't it just that women have money and houses, and they are still afraid of not having a wife? I, Qiang, am a sober man and will never do that kind of thing. Just when I was about to sleep, my phone rang. I saw that it was Liu Ruyan calling. I thought to myself that she would not regret it. I haven't even warmed up the money in my hands yet. After gritting my teeth, I answered the call. A cold voice came from inside. Qiang, take all your things away. Beichen will be unhappy when he sees it, so just throw it away. Just when I was about to say it, I thought about it and decided to forget it. It would be a waste if I didn't take it. Although Liu Ruyan was a little cold, he was generous, and the things he bought for me were still valuable. I coughed lightly and said, I'll go over right away, for fear that he would regret it and hang up the phone, and then I'll go over. 13. When I arrived at the villa, I unexpectedly found Liu Ruyan there. She was wearing a black suit with exquisite texture, leaning casually on the sofa, with deep eyes, delicate makeup, and a sense of laziness. Such Liu Ruyan is beautiful and noble. In the book, Qiang's grandfather saved Liu Ruyan's father, so the two could get married. Otherwise, how could a small family like the He family get to know Liu Ruyan? I shook my head and packed up my things. I went to the bedroom on the second floor and pushed the door in. The room was cold. The clothes for all seasons in the closet were all famous brands, and some of them didn't even have the tags removed. I'm rich. I put the new clothes separately and can sell them for a good price later. Other clothes can also be worn daily, saving a lot of clothing expenses. There are more than a dozen watches and diamond cufflinks in the drawer. Other bits and pieces, although I don't understand, but judging by the logo, they are not cheap. I packed all my clothes and accessories into boxes, a total of 8 boxes. I packed everything and called a hualala. As soon as I went downstairs, I saw a Cullinan outside. A man got out of the car. He was 1.8 meters tall with a white face, a pair of glasses on his nose, a thin figure, and looked a little melancholy and pale. His eyebrows and eyes are somewhat similar to mine, but I am much healthier and more sunny than him. You are Qiang. Thank you for taking care of Ruyan over the years. I understand that this is the male protagonist Qiang Beichen. I am not smiling. You are welcome. Ruyan and I take care of each other. Are we husband and wife? His face is visibly gloomy. I sneered in my heart. Liu Ruyan and I haven't got the divorce certificate yet, and this man came to the door. I was about to speak and I heard Liu Ruyan's exclamation from behind. Beichen, why are you here? A gust of wind, he rushed past me, ran straight to Qiang Beichen, ran into his arms in front of me, turned around and looked at me. Why don't you leave? His eyes were cold and sharp. I couldn't help but sneer. Liu Ruyan couldn't wait. You don't think about yourself, you have to think about the company to be seen or photographed. Mr. Gu has become a mistress. After all, we haven't got the divorce certificate yet. Liu Ruyan's face is very ugly. Qiang Beichen frowned. His eyes were gloomy. I'm not afraid at all. Meeting their eyes, Liu Ruyan's face is unhappy. Qiang, you promised. I promised, but I also have face. If you want a divorce, just wait obediently. Without waiting for Liu Ruyan to speak, Qiang Beichen took her and said, first that you misunderstood. I haven't seen Ruyan for 3 years. Today I just picked her up to reminisce, and there are many friends. If you want, why not go together? The friends of the male and female protagonists are naturally upper-class people. If you can't fit in, don't force it. No, I have something else to do. But I remind you, I pointed at Qiang Beichen, there are differences between men and women, and your circle is quite chaotic, so be careful. After saying that, I looked at Liu Ruyan. He should understand what I mean. He stepped back and kept a distance from Qiang Beichen. Qiang Beichen's face suddenly turned black. He looked at me with a frost in his eyes. I snorted coldly and drove the truck straight to my villa. This is the villa that Liu Ruyan left in my name. With these clothes and accessories, the future will not be difficult. I sent all the new clothes to the second-hand store, and sold them at 20 off to get 500,000. The remaining accessories were not kept either. The bank card balance was full again. I could still have so much money after the divorce and lie down. But the work still needs to be completed. I used to work in the Liu family's company. Now that they are getting divorced, should I continue or resign? After thinking about it, I decided not to resign. If he fires me, I can still get some money. Anyway, I've already traveled through the book, and it's impossible for me to endure hardship. I can only make money. It's just that the male protagonist's halo is more powerful than I thought. After a night, the hot search exploded. Liu Ruyan called me early in the morning and yelled, "Qiang, did you do this on purpose?" I was stunned for a long time before I realized what you said. You did it on purpose yesterday, right? If I knew that you hired someone to do it, do you know the consequences? After I opened my mouth, he hung up the phone. I was confused, looking at the push notifications on my phone. Then I realized that someone had taken photos of me moving, and there were Liu Ruyan and Qiang Beichen in the photos. Figure, I don't know which paparazzi took such a clear picture. The beautiful CEO of Liu's divorce once the first love mistress took over. Liu Ruyan is the most promising one in the Liu family. His marriage to me is just a formality. Not many people outside know about it, but people in the circle know it well. Paparazzi can expose it. Who knows which blind person it is? Now Qiang Beichen has become the target of public criticism. I have also suffered an unexpected disaster. I thought about it and called Liu Ruyan, but the line was always busy. I had no choice but to send him a message. I didn't want to cause trouble. Liu Ruyan didn't reply, but the wind direction on the internet began to change. Qiang Beichen and Liu Ruyan are first love, and are also recognized as a model couple in a university. That man is the mistress. My cousin's mother is a nanny in the Liu family. He said that Qiang forced Liu Ruyan to marry with Xian. Otherwise, how come there wasn't even a wedding? She was forced to leave 3 years ago. He had a car accident and didn't come back. Yes, I was saying, how could Qiang Beichen interfere? It turned out that he was being plotted against. Qiang is so disgusting. Has Liu Ruyan gotten rid of this scumbag now? After all the hard work, she has finally gotten her due. Now Qiang Beichen has become a lovesick person, and I have become the villain who will do anything to achieve his goal. I am furious. The thief is crying thief. She was so affectionate. What was she doing 3 years ago? She had a car accident, not dead, so she can't call me. Now she is pretending to be affectionate. Liu Ruyan didn't reply to me. I clenched my fists. I won't get a divorce until this matter is resolved. Before I could find Liu Ruyan, the He family came to my door first. I was just about to eat when the door was slammed loudly. Who came to find trouble at this time? When I opened the door, I saw a middle-aged couple with angry faces. My heart skipped a beat when they saw me. I felt a throbbing deep in my heart. Qiang, you are really capable. How dare you move out? Where is Miss Liu? Why are you standing there? Your mother and I have been looking for you for a long time, and you are here to eat. It turned out to be Qiang's parents. Having said that, in the original book, Qiang's parents just used him. If they had shown more care and love to Qiang would not have been so resentful and eventually ended up in a dead end. But now I am Qiang, of course I will not let them succeed. I sat at the table and ate by myself. The woman in front of me slapped the table. You are still in the mood to eat? Otherwise, just say what you want to say. If you come here to scold me, there is no need. I don't want to listen. As soon as he finished speaking, he exploded. I tell you, Qiang, it was you who broke out this time. It's your fault. If you don't apologize, I won't forgive you. Yes, Qiang, the Liu family has cut off our supply. You know, your brother's small company relies on the Liu family. Now it's like this, we are too ashamed to see anyone. The two of them sang the same tune and I was really disappointed. Seems that they can't survive. Only I can turn the tide. It's not me who's making trouble. It's Liu Ruyan who wants to divorce me. Don't ask around. Anyway, she won't look back. Let's go after eating. If we go back, we can't keep this house. Hearing this, they were both dumbfounded and immediately furious. Qiang got a marriage certificate when he got married. The Liu family wants a divorce, so we release the marriage certificate and see how he divorces. I can't help but raise my eyebrows. There is also this thing. You have read all the comments on the internet. How can Qiang Beichen change from an intruder to Changzhen love maniac? What's the use of the marriage certificate? Believe it or not, as long as you release the marriage certificate, then not to mention me, even you may leave this world overnight. I advise you to keep your neck down and be a man. I am not exaggerating. The strength of the Liu family in this city is not comparable to our family. After hearing this, my parents couldn't help but feel a little scared, then looked at me again, and ate silently with their heads down. For a while, the living room was equal, and after dinner I sent them out, looked back at the villa, and had an idea in my mind that this house could not be kept, otherwise there would be trouble in the future. I found an agent and put the villa up for sale. Looking at the cold house, I thought of Liu Ruyan. Until now he didn't reply to me, but I kept getting a lot of abusive text messages and harassing calls on my phone. I didn't want to pay attention to it, but unexpectedly, after sending my parents away, I was sitting at home sorting out materials, and there was a noise outside the door again. I looked closely and found that I didn't know which fanatic fan came to my door, and even wanted to throw paint on me. Fortunately, he was held down by the security guard and sent to the police station. I stood at the door and looked at him. The woman yelled like crazy, "Qiang, you will not die well." I really couldn't stand it anymore, so I called Liu Ruyan directly. After more than 10 rings, he answered the phone and a cold voice came. "Have you had enough of the trouble?" Qiang Beichen came back this time to represent the Gu family. He has a cooperation with our Liu family. If he doesn't stabilize, I interrupted him impatiently. "Liu Ruyan, your plans have nothing to do with me. But I remind you that during the cool-off period for divorce, as long as I don't go through the formalities, the divorce will not be successful. If you continue to let them throw dirty water on me, don't blame me. I won't give anyone face. I'll give you one day to deal with all the comments on the internet. If you don't clarify, I don't mind helping you." After saying that, I hung up directly. Even if I came from a book, I can't let them treat me like this, not to mention who is the mistress. They know it in their hearts. I don't know if my harsh words scared him. Soon Liu Ruyan left the scene and only posted a sentence on Weibo, hoping that everyone would not engage in cyberviolence. It also attracted netizens to praise others for their beauty and kindness, and once again pushed me to the cusp of the storm. Liu Ruyan, you are great. I asked my parents to give me the marriage certificate and use 300 million to buy it out. It hurts me to spend this money, but there is no way. This account is counted on Liu Ruyan. The book is in hand. It is written by the old man of the Liu family, and it also has his private seal. I am really sorry, old man, you passed away. I still want to pull you out to take the blame, but who let them bully me too much? But now is not the time. Let the bullets fly for a while. Maybe he felt that he had one. At this time Qiang Beichen actually came, and there was an agent with him. After not seeing him for a while, Qiang Beichen's temperament changed again, high above, intimidating without anger. Now his eyebrows are full of sharpness. I bought this house. It is impossible to refuse. Once I opened my mouth, I chuckled. It's a lot of money, 30% more than the price you offered. I don't want Ruyan's things to fall into your hands. Sell after you buy the house. Please leave this city. It would be fine if he didn't say it. If he said it, I would really quit and would not sell it to you. Sure enough, after hearing this, Qiang Beichen frowned slightly and made a gesture. I know that every time he makes this gesture, it means that he must succeed. I stretched out a finger and shook Qiang Beichen. Forget about buying a house. Let Liu Ruyan come over. Otherwise, forget it. Qiang Beichen's eyes were displeased and a chill emanated from his body. The agent was so scared that he didn't dare to say a word. Qiang really thought I didn't dare to touch you. Qiang Beichen, did you really miss the wedding because of a car accident abroad? Hearing this, Qiang Beichen's face was suddenly shocked. I couldn't help shaking my phone. Others don't know about your itineraries, but I know them clearly. If you don't want to piss me off, you'll die. If you want to break up, then you better not show up in front of me. Get lost. Qiang Beichen gritted his teeth, looked at me indignantly and finally left. This guy really thought I was a soft persimmon. Liu Ruyan had no problem divorcing me, but I won't do it if she wants to snatch my property. The Liu family is so big, but they just gave me 50 million plus a villa. I agreed before because of the money, but now they want to take back the villa. I'm sorry, I won't do it. Besides, it was recorded in the diary that this villa was where Qiang and Liu Ruyan met for the first time. The back garden was full of roses planted by Qiang himself, which was of great significance to Qiang. I came in and occupied his body, and deeply felt the huge shudder of losing the villa. Qiang Beichen wanted the villa because there was a rose garden here. He knew that Qiang was very interested in the villa. Liu Ruyan's intention, he didn't allow anyone to enter, so he wanted to destroy it. In fact, Qiang Beichen was more ruthless than I thought. When the deal failed, he simply set it on fire. When I realized something was wrong, the smoke had spread to the room. Fortunately, the security guard found it and put out the fire in time. I had fainted when I was rescued. When I woke up again, I was in the hospital. Liu Ruyan was at the head of my bed. When he saw that I was awake, he said lightly, "You're okay, then I'll leave first." I grabbed his wrist. Liu Ruyan was the one who did it. We both knew who he was referring to. Liu Ruyan pushed me away. Qiang, I didn't expect you to set the fire and framed me. Beichen, I framed you. I was so angry that I laughed. Whatever you think, don't regret it. Liu Ruyan had an ugly face and slammed the door and walked out. I was wondering, this is the heroine. How can such a brainless person be the heroine? She has to force me to show evidence and rub him to the ground. A day later, Liu Ruyan started to take action and remove the hot search. I know this is just on the surface. In fact, the Liu family has begun to be dissatisfied with him. Marrying me is just to stabilize the situation. It is not a good idea to divorce now. I found Liu Ruyan's cousin Liu Bei's. He shook the red wine glass, looking at me with a smile. Qiang, I underestimated you. The Liu family looked down on me. But the little ant will also have a day to turn over. I pushed a stack of information over. It's up to you if you want to win. Liu Bei opened the information bag, just took a look. His eyes lit up immediately. Reliable, of course. In the past 3 years, I have been with Liu Ruyan for more than it was to warm his bed. I checked everything I should check. Knowing that he had someone in his heart and was favored by the eldest lady, Qiang still couldn't help being jealous of that man. He used all his connections to check Qiang Beichen. By some coincidence, I got it. I didn't want to do this, but unfortunately Qiang Beichen wouldn't let me go. The He family company is on the verge of bankruptcy, and I'm the next one. Liu Bei's raised his eyebrows. He was indeed sincere, but Liu Ruyan could fail, but Qiang Beichen was still here. Don't worry, he won't be able to jump around for long. Leave this to me. Liu Bei's looked at me and smiled. We both raised our glasses and drank together. Originally, I wanted to take the money and leave, but Liu Ruyan was in love and insisted on protecting Qiang Beichen. She almost burned me to death. Don't blame me for fighting back. After coming out of the private club, I told him everything that happened during this period. Everything was sorted out. I just took a wedding photo and a marriage certificate and posted it on Weibo. It instantly became a hot search again. Netizens flocked to my Weibo and said, "Damn it, you didn't force me to get married. We haven't divorced yet. What I mean is that Qiang Beichen is meddling in your circle. If it's really messed up, I'll just focus on watching the show." Regardless of whether he was expressing his true feelings or not, Liu Ruyan and Qiang did not divorce. Liu Ruyan cheated on her during the marriage. During this period, Qiang Beichen and Liu Ruyan were like conjoined twins. They were photographed in the same frame many times in public or at private gatherings, not to mention that they behaved intimately every time they appeared. Qiang Beichen even had a domineering look on his face saying, "You are my woman." His brainless fans helped him edit a lot of videos, and the pictures were so beautiful that they directly put Qiang Beichen and Qiang in a shameful situation. On the pillar, Liu Ruyan and I were married by our parents' order and the matchmaker's words. There was no forced marriage. It was the Liu family who came to us. The marriage certificate is the ironclad evidence. The online popularity was getting higher and higher. Liu Ruyan couldn't sit still and called me frantically. I didn't answer and she came to my house directly. The villa was on fire and I had to stay in a hotel. Liu Ruyan rushed in. I was soaking in the bathtub at that time. After she rushed in, she immediately turned her head away and was shaking with anger. Qiang, stop talking nonsense and clear your Weibo. I sighed. You guys made up stories about me on the internet before. Qiang Beichen sent people to burn down my villa, and now you want to shut me up. Liu Ruyan, you are not sincere. You should have the attitude of asking for help. Liu Ruyan took a deep breath. I will give you 50 million, and you can tell me when you get married. It was you who forced Qiang Beichen to marry you, not you who interfered for Qiang Beichen. He really dared to say that. Liu Ruyan, don't you understand? Now you are not qualified to make conditions. As long as I don't agree, no one can have it. It's better than the bankruptcy of the He family. You don't care. I got up from the bathtub, put on my clothes, stood behind him, hugged him, and whispered in his ear that the He family has nothing to do with me. He trembled all over. He never thought that I could say this. I hugged his waist tightly and sneered in his ear. Liu Ruyan, it's not too late for you to regret now. It's better to break up with Qiang Beichen and we can get back together. How about I deliberately test him and give him one last chance? Liu Ruyan suddenly pushed me away and looked at him viciously. Me, don't even think about it. Beichen will not let you go. Okay, I want to see what trump cards your Qiang Beichen has. Get out. We are about to get divorced and you still want to peek at me taking a bath. Qiang Beichen misunderstood. That's not good. Liu Ruyan was furious and turned away. I couldn't help but smile. I took out my phone and sent a message saying that it was time to close the net. Liu Ruyan had no way to deny it. As soon as Qiang Beichen opened his mouth on the internet, he was immediately sprayed into a sieve. He tried to make a live broadcast to explain, but he was quickly taught a lesson by the netizens who flocked in. Some even got close to him and asked him if he had interfered in our marriage. The marriage certificate and marriage certificate were indisputable facts. No matter how Qiang Beichen washed himself, he could not change it. So he simply didn't say anything. The more he didn't say anything, the more he sat still. Feeling guilty, I also released the ridiculous video of Qiang Beichen abroad. This guy didn't keep his virginity for Liu Ruyan. He was so proud of being hugged by other women abroad. I even packed it up and sent it to Liu Ruyan, hoping that they could talk calmly. Liu Bei's was in a good mood when he drank with me. Don't look at Liu Ruyan, this girl looks tough, she is actually a misophobia. I'm afraid she has been with you for a few times. After being with Qiang Beichen, it was called a world-shattering and raging fire. I didn't expect Qiang Beichen to be a sea king. I couldn't help laughing. In the novel, Qiang Beichen is the male protagonist and he is a tyrant. The female who sticks to him, there are countless people. How could he stay chaste for Liu Ruyan? Liu Bei's knocked on the table and asked, when are you going to get divorced? There are only 7 days left, so hurry up. Liu Bei's understood and dropped another bombshell. This was a video and photo of Qiang Beichen in a foreign hospital on the wedding day 3 years ago. On the wedding day, Liu Ruyan called Qiang Beichen and even said that she would run away from the marriage if he came. Unfortunately, Qiang Beichen had a lot of fun with a woman in the hotel and was sent directly to the hospital. In order to make Liu Ruyan believe him, he even used a car accident as an excuse. Now, her infatuated personality has collapsed. Liu Ruyan was shaking with anger and had a big fight with Qiang Beichen, which was also photographed by paparazzi. Looking at in the camera, Qiang Beichen grabbed Liu Ruyan's neck. He looked shocked and hurt, but I didn't feel sorry for him. Instead, I opened a bottle of red wine. Things change over time. Liu Ruyan, have you seen clearly? This is your soulmate. When I saw Liu Ruyan, she was soaked all over. She was standing at the door in her wet clothes. When she saw me, she rushed over to me. I took 2 steps back. Liu Ruyan's pounce was empty and her face was full of injuries. Qiang, I was deceived by him. Even you don't want me anymore. It's only been a few days since we last met, but Liu Ruyan seems to have aged by a dozen years. She used to be as cold as ice and beautiful, but now her makeup is ruined and her body is soaked. It was raining outside and she just barged in like this. I don't know, no matter how many people saw it, I don't care. Liu Ruyan, I'm not a garbage recycling station. Why do you regret it now? My words stunned him. Qiang, we are still husband and wife. Why do you have to do this? Couples are so funny. After seeing Qiang Beichen's true face, he regretted it and came to me to make me sick. Liu Ruyan looked at me in disbelief. No matter what he did in the past, I would forgive him, especially when I saw him so embarrassed I would definitely feel heartbroken, but I'm not the real Qiang. He did this to him, I just think he deserves it. Liu Ruyan obviously couldn't accept me like this, and hurriedly grabbed my hand. Qiang, I was wrong, I misjudged you, can you forgive me? I had a blank expression on my face. If you are wrong, I will forgive you. Liu Ruyan, no one will wait for you there, Qiang, you don't want me anymore. You said you would love me no matter what. I stretched out a finger and shook it. If you said this to me a month ago, I would tell you that I want you and I still love you, but now I think it's dirty. Liu Ruyan coughed lightly, staggered 2 steps, and immediately looked at my moving lips. I didn't. You want to tell me that you didn't sleep with that man, right? Mental cheating is also cheating. I don't care how you explain yourself. Anyway, here I am, I pointed to my heart. There is no room for you here. It's impossible. Liu Ruyan pounced on me madly. His hand pinched my arm tightly, and I couldn't help but frowning in pain. And then looked at him, why bother? No, I don't believe it, we missed each other just like that. Qiang, you still love me, right? I will change, don't be silly, just go, I will push him out of the door, let's part ways in peace. Remember to come to the Civil Affairs Bureau the day after tomorrow, otherwise, I will reveal more shocking information. After saying that, I closed the door expressionlessly, Although this woman is beautiful, she is confused, stupid and bad. I won't want her. 2 days later, Liu Ruyan appeared at the door of the Civil Affairs Bureau on time, obviously haggard again, and still wanted to make a final struggle with me. Qiang, can we not get a divorce? I'm sorry. No, I rejected him without hesitation. His face suddenly darkened. I smiled, patted his shoulder, and went in. 10 minutes later, holding the bright red divorce certificate. I breathed a sigh of relief, waved at him, turned around and left. Liu Ruyan held me back and said, "We can start over again. No one will wait for you there." I could clearly feel the soul in my body trembling, and then relieved. It seemed that the real Qiang also saw clearly that he gave up. Liu Ruyan didn't want to and was unwilling to leave, but how could I allow myself to be entangled with that woman? Next, I released the divorce certificate and once again pushed myself and her to the hot search. Netizens flocked in. I really waited for the follow-up. "Brother, you are really divorced. Congratulations, brother. You finally got rid of the scumbag." "Girl, I apologize for scolding you before. I divorced Liu Ruyan. How much money did you get? Can you tell me?" Netizens really care about me. There are many internet users who want to wrongly accuse me. Look at how much benefit I got from the Liu family. I smiled and got the inspection report from the fire department. It has clearly confirmed that my house was set on fire. The arsonist has been caught and is now on trial. I can't say more. I just took a picture of the burnt house and told them that I was homeless. Everyone started talking about it and Qiang Beichen was also pushed to the forefront. Everyone with a discerning eye knew that he was related to the fire this time. System, this guy is really bad. If he can't get it, he will be ruthless and punish the murderer. I don't know what Liu Ruyan is thinking. She actually likes Qiang Beichen. I used to think Qiang Beichen was handsome, but now the more I look at him, the greasy he is. This rotten cucumber should be given to Liu Ruyan. It is suggested to lock up the scumbag and the bitch. Qiang Beichen's reputation has declined again, and Liu Bei's has also started to exert his strength. Liu Ruyan was held accountable by the director because of the divorce. The various projects he was responsible for also collapsed to varying degrees. Liu Bei's jumped up and swallowed up his shares. On the pretext of a bad public image, he joined other directors to remove him. Liu Ruyan completely fell from the altar. There is no way to resist. The servants of the old house secretly told me that Liu Ruyan started selling houses. The amount of his deficit was too large, and the board of directors asked him to be responsible for his own profits and losses. It is estimated that he will have to sell a lot of houses this time. I am very glad that I divorced him, otherwise I would have to bear half of the debt. Qiang Beichen is not doing well either. He came back from abroad. He originally wanted to take the opportunity of reconciling with Liu Ruyan to bring the story to a higher level, but he did not expect that this time it would be counterproductive. For a time the image of the story plummeted, and Qiang Beichen was also arrested. It is said that when he was arrested, he still said that he was the president of the story and asked the lawyer to come forward to severely punish the behind the scenes. After the conspiracy, I spent a little money to send him to the hot search. Now Qiang Beichen is being chased by everyone, and there are various legal experts who popularize legal knowledge to him. Seeing this scene, I smiled and suddenly a transfer message came from my mobile phone. Liu Bei's transferred 100 million to me. This was the bargaining chip I wanted when I cooperated with him. With the money, I bought myself a large flat, and then started to take orders myself. My life was simple and fulfilling. The next time I heard from them was half a year later. The story group went bankrupt. In the past 6 months, I saw that the male protagonist was also pulled down from the altar. I couldn't help but be shocked. I didn't expect that my appearance would cause the original world to collapse. I was a little scared. Could it be that because of the fall of the hero and the heroine I would also be wiped out? I spent the past 6 months trembling with fear, and I found that it seemed to have no effect, and I was relieved immediately. After Qiang Beichen went bankrupt, there was no news and I didn't care. When Liu Bei's asked me out for dinner, he happened to meet Liu Ruyan. He had a stinky face. When he saw me, he couldn't help but be stunned, and then he reacted. "You two actually cooperated to cheat me." Liu Bei shrugged his shoulders and was willing to admit defeat. "You played a good hand of cards badly. It's your own problem." I smiled. Liu Ruyan seemed unwilling to accept this fact and rushed up to question me. "Qiang, how did you play it?" I glanced at him and snapped my fingers. A waiter came over immediately and asked, "What can I do for you?" I pointed at Liu Ruyan. I remembered that this restaurant is a membership-based restaurant. Why was he allowed to come in? Liu Ruyan was stunned. The man next to her immediately appeared and nodded and bowed to Liu Bei's and me. "I'm sorry, I was just passing by today and was having a meal. I'm sorry to bother you." She pulled Liu Ruyan to follow me quickly. Liu Ruyan shook him off and asked, "Who do you think you are? How dare you boss me around?" The man slapped her in the face without hesitation and asked, "Do you still think you are a noble lady? Follow me quickly, otherwise you'll be in trouble later." How could Liu Ruyan bear this? I was so angry that I quarreled with him on the spot and was kicked out by the waiter. I looked at his back and smiled. "You sold him out." Liu Bei shrugged. A woman without a brain, her final value is to be used for marriage. The man is a downstream supplier. With him, the cost can be reduced by 20%. I shrugged. That's true. Although Liu Ruyan's brain is not very good, her appearance is not bad. Even if she is the woman I loved before, now seeing her so miserable, I am not shaken at all. This is all her own fault. Liu Bei's and I smiled at each other. I have money and a house. I am satisfied in this life. I will never see the scumbag again. The end.